Hello there. Welcome once again to Living on Purpose. My name is Fola Daniel Adelesi, also known as Fola Daniel Speaks. And today I want to tell you to run from mental laziness. Run from mental laziness. Just like requiring discipline to achieve greatness, mental laziness is something that can get in the way of your greatness. You need to be able to use your brain. You need to be able to develop your brain. You need to be able to put your brain under pressure sometimes just to learn something new. There are some people, the only thing standing in between them is just their mental laziness. The only thing standing between them and greatness is their mental laziness. You need to run from mental laziness. How do you run from mental laziness, or what do we mean by mental laziness? Let me start with that. Some people don't want to do anything that requires using their brain. Some people don't want to do anything that puts too much pressure on their brain. Anything that gets them to think, they don't want to do it at all. Anything that requires them to spend time asking questions, talking to people, doing research, anything that makes them think deeply, they don't want to be involved in it at all. They don't want to hear it. But if you don't want to think deeply, if you don't want to use your brain all the time, if you don't want to be immersed into intellectually tasking assignments, how are you going to become great in life? Sometimes the difference between those who make a lot of money and those who make very little money despite working very hard is their mental capacity. But you will continue to have mental laziness if you don't build your mental capacity. You must be ready to think, and not just ready to think spontaneously, to think on the spot and come up with answers, come up with solutions, come up with ideas that people are willing to pay for. But how do you get to that point where you can think on the spot and produce results? Think on the spot, produce answers, think on the spot and create solutions. It's because you have been using your brain consistently. You've been tasking your brain. You've been working with it. You've been immersed in some deep work, some books, some knowledge that you maybe watch on videos and stuff like that. You need to run from mental laziness. Anything that discourages you from using your brain consistently, run away from it. Find a way to build mental capacity, because if you build mental capacity, you become a better person. You sound more intelligent. You sound wiser. People want to hear you. People want to listen to you all the time. People want to learn from you, and ultimately people want to pay you. When people listen to you and you are mentally lazy, they can tell from the way you talk. When people listen to you and you have mental capacity, or you are not mentally lazy, they can tell from some of the things that you say. They can tell by how you respond to them, how you talk to them, and you don't even have to be talking, you don't even have to be saying a lot. One or two things you say, it's the way you say it, and they can tell that this person is really smart, this person uses his brain, this person is not mentally lazy. But if you don't work on yourself, people will see that you're mentally lazy. You don't want to read, you don't want to think, you don't want anything that disturbs your brain at all. You can't be that kind of person that says, I don't want anything that disturbs my brain, or you're stressing my brain. Don't stress my brain. My brain is just for calculating money. Some people say that. And when you say my brain is just for calculating money, how are you going to get to that point where you even have money to calculate or money to think about when you're not using your brain for the most important thing? So it's important to run from mental laziness and ensure that you are constantly involved in things that will help you think. On a daily basis, how are you doing? How are you running your life? Do you meditate? Do you read? Do you talk to smart and intelligent people? Those are some of the things that you can do to build your mental capacity. Do you have newsletters, articles, books that you have subscribed to that can challenge you? Do you have people that you listen to, and when you hear the kind of wisdom they are spilling out, you say to yourself, wow, how does this person even think? How come this person comes up with this idea? Why am I not thinking, or how do I get to think and to reason on this level? It's important to do things. In fact, there are some games that can help you build your IQ, and you need to look for things that would deliberately challenge your mind, things that will get you to think, such that when you have to talk, people will hear you and say, this is somebody that thinks. This is somebody that is deep. This is somebody that is wise because you have read things, you have listened to people, you have watched things, you have played some games. I don't know how to play the game of chess, but I've heard about how the game of chess can help your intelligence, your brilliance, and stuff like that. And there are quite a number of other games. I've heard about Monopoly. You see, you need to just, whatever works for you, if it's games that you can use, if it's sporting activities that get you to think in a different level, if it's books that you want to read, look for something that gets you to think, so that when you get into the midst of people and you have to talk, you talk and you say certain things and people say, this person thinks. And because of the way you think, I think we need you on our team. We need to bring you on board. But if you don't do that, you'll be doing a great disservice to yourself. Sometimes you are trying to get people's attention and you're doing all you can, but the only thing they want to hear from you is what you have mentally. And until you are able to demonstrate that mental capacity to them, you would never get their attention. So don't just look for people's attention. Find a way to demonstrate mental competence to them. And the moment you are able to demonstrate mental competence to them, you would realize that you start getting their attention. Thank you for your time. Please head on now to www.foladanielspeaks.com or check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks. Thank you.